Hello everyone. We're going to rock your world this week. Last week we talked about the fact that we're just about 6 months into the year, and this is a great time to bring your leadership team together and to take a look at what you've accomplished in the first half of the year, what your challenges are, and where you want to go for the third quarter and the fourth quarter. And I shared with you a SWOT analysis as approach, and you're taking a look with the strengths and the weaknesses at your internal issues and the external or your opportunities and threats. And we talked about asking members of your leadership team to come together and come to the meeting prepared to share the SWOT analysis for their division as well as the companies. We're going to put all of this on a whiteboard, and then we're going to take a look at it and determine where our focus needs to be for the third and fourth quarter. And the ideal thing we want to do is identify the top three, which will be rocks, as well as the one thing. So if you want to know more about this, this is a great book. Vern's Mastering the Rockefeller Habits, which takes you through the process. I'm proud to say Vern had me write the last chapter in the book. So let's take a look at how we use our time and where rocks come in from Stephen Covey's great book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So he breaks it down into time management. And quadrant 1 is urgent things and important things. These are the things that are deadline driven, they're on your to-do list. You really need to block out about 20% of your day for crises that just occur that you have to deal with. So that's important stuff, urgent and important. Quadrant 2, on the other hand, is interruptions, mostly emails, some meetings, internet surfing. Oh, wait, excuse me. I just got a text from Hillary. I'll be darned. And look, here's a tweet from Donald. I think I'll stop doing everything I do because this is urgent for me to know right now. Well, that's quadrant 2 stuff. Quadrant 4 is basically busy work, email alerts, time wasters. So quadrant 2 and quadrant 4, 3 and quadrant 4 kind of falls in together, but your rocks generally occur in quadrant 2. These are things that are not urgent, but very important and really make things happen. So they're generally preventing, creating opportunities, planning, being proactive, building relationships. These are the things that ultimately fall into the category of rocks. So I want to do a demonstration on rocks for you that I hope you'll be able to share with your team, so they'll be able to get the focus of why rocks are important and how it's so easy not to focus on our priorities, not to have alignment and strategies, and to put all our time in the other 3 quadrants. So we have a jar here that's filled with river rocks. And you can say, well, all full, right? Okay, watch me, this is a live demonstration. However, you can now take sand, and the sand sips in between the rocks. And in so doing, now you have it full, right? Well, maybe, maybe not. Because if you take water and pour this in, the water will sip between the sand and the rocks. And as a result, there's no more room for anything else. What do you have? You have cement. But what happens if instead of starting with the rocks, you start with a jar filled with sand and water? There's no room for the rocks. And it's in the rocks, it's the focus on the rocks, the priorities there, that we begin the process of getting things done. And that leads to execution. So success is all about making the right choices. It's focusing, it's establishing priorities and executing. And That occurs when everybody knows their role and their assignment. And when we talk about execution next week, we're going to focus on things like creating mission, timelines, measurements, how you get things done, and creating that can-do culture. Have a great week, everyone.